Thank you very much. Welcome to the Placer County Candidates Workshop. My name is Ryan Ronco, and I am the Assistant Registrar of Voters for Placer County. The purpose of this workshop is to provide practical tips on how to run for political office. Our candidate workshop is the brainchild of Placer County Clerk Recorder Registrar of Voters Jim McCauley, who back in 1993 wanted to provide a place for first-time candidates to ask their dangerous questions. This workshop has grown into a valuable tool for all types of candidates, from zero experience to lots of experience, where I guarantee you will learn something new and valuable from the panel that we have assembled for you today. There are two distinct sections to today's program. During the first half of the workshop, you will hear from successful candidates, political consultants, and media representatives who will give you some tips, tricks, and truths about running for office. In the second half of our program, there's a nuts and bolts discussion of the paperwork that must be completed in order to run for office and the services that the Placer County Elections Department can provide to candidates. As you can see on our screen, there's the breakdown. I have a couple of housekeeping items I'd like to go over with you as well. We have refreshments for you. They're located outside the front doors. Please note, though, that we ask that you do not bring refreshments here into the chambers. So if you would like some refreshments, you may go out in the lobby and enjoy them at any time. Now would be a good time to turn off your cell phones or pagers if you have them on, or at least put them on vibrate if you would, please. The restrooms are located through the chamber doors and to the right. When you get to the Y in the hallway, take a left, or you can just go straight down the hallway and to the right. Please hold your questions until all the speakers have spoken in the first half of the program today. We want to make sure that we can give them their opportunity to give their presentations, and then we will be able to address the questions. Your questions might be answered as they make their presentation as well. So we'll hold the questions until the question and answer session right before the first break. And if you did not pick up any of our handouts on the way in, we encourage you to pick one up at the break. Included with the handouts is an evaluation form, and we want to encourage you to complete this evaluation form. It's important for us to be able to get better, to have your feedback from what you think was valuable and what you thought was not as valuable. So we encourage you to complete that and give that to us before you leave today. And now, before we get to our first panel speaker, I'd like to have us hear from Jim McCauley, our Placer County Clerk Recorder Registrar of Voters, for some opening remarks.
Jim, push the button over there. Nope, on the side, down on the right.
Down here.
That one right there. That'll bring the mic up.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Fantastic that you're able to come here this morning. I started this program for several reasons. One is that I truly believe that Placer County is the best county in the state of California. And one of the reasons why we're the best is because it's people like you that care about local government. Special districts, our school districts, water, fire, control millions and millions of dollars, our city councils. Local government affects our lives far more than, in my opinion, than the federal or the state level. Another reason why I started the program is that a lot of people don't know how to run for office. They don't realize that a school board has 5 governing board members, and it's people like you that actually run that school board. And then how do you actually run? Winning races at the local level, you don't have to spend a lot of money, and you're going to hear about that today. So take advantage of this, ask questions. I think you'll find it rewarding. I think you'll unlock some of the secrets of running for local office. And again, I'm so pleased that you were able to attend this forum this morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jim. Just a show of hands, if you will, and we're by no means committing anybody out there to having to disclose if they're running for office and they don't really want to disclose that at this stage, or trying to keep it secret, running a stealthy campaign. How many people are interested in maybe a local office like a school board or a fire district board? That's why you're here? Okay. Others that might be interested in maybe a city council position or something like that? Okay. It helps our panel gauge what they will discuss if we know, if we have a mix or if we're going to lean one way or the other. So I appreciate that very much. Why don't we go ahead and get into our speakers. Our first speaker today is Auburn City Council member Mike Holmes. Mike is a fifth-generation Californian, actually a fifth-generation Auburnite, and a retired Navy captain. While in the Navy, he served as naval attaché to China, a base commander in South Korea, and defense attaché in Hong Kong. Mike holds master's degrees in political science, a master's degree in political science, and an MBA in public administration. He has taught history and political science at the high school and community college levels. Mike was first elected to the Auburn City Council in 2002 and was re-elected in 2006. He has served a stint as the city's mayor and is currently mayor pro tem. Mike was also a candidate for Congress in 2006, so he has experience running for both local and federal office. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Mike Holmes.
Thank you, Ryan, and I want to thank Jim and the staff for putting this together. I know when I first decided or was thinking about running for local office, I attended one of these things, and it was very useful indeed, and probably a lot of the information, the technical information, is going to be in the second half of this, where the staff will be able to tell you all the paperwork that you have to file and all of that stuff that could get you into legal trouble if it's not done properly. So I urge you to stick around for that. You know, the information that you're going to receive here today is, if you went to a political consultant, may be worth thousands of dollars. So be thankful that at least at this point you don't have to shell out that money. But obviously some of you are seriously thinking about running for office, whether it's a city council or a school board and so forth. And I would suggest that you really think about why it is that you want to run. And you know, something more than I want to give back to my community or you know, something like that. That I really get to know what the issues are in the agency that you're running for, and try to be as specific as possible when you make that decision as to why you're going to run. And hopefully not just make it a one issue, because then you'll be looked upon as maybe just a one-issue candidate who has an axe to grind for some reason at the office that you're seeking. One of the first suggestions I have for you is to get a professional photograph taken. Because you're going to be asked, once you file, you're going to be asked by the media to supply a photograph, or you're going to be subject to their whim, where they back you up against a brick wall and take a picture of you, and then no bars or anything in front of you, but nevertheless, take a little time and get a professional photograph done, because you're going to be asked to provide it, and when you decide that you're going to run, if you have a press release, by all means have that photograph available. Now there are some, depending on which office you run for, some newspapers, for example, the Sacramento Bee, may want you to come down to Sacramento to have them take your photograph. And that can be done, but I would still suggest that you have your own taken by a professional photographer.